Kia ora Year 12. This video goes through how to use the point-point formula, y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. We're going to use this when we know 2 points and we want to find the equation of a line. Okay, here's our first example. A line goes through 4, 1 and 7, 3. Find its equation. So, step 1 is to do a sketch. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to give you an idea of what the slope's going to be. So 4, 1 we'll put there, and 7, 3 we'll put here. So looking at it, we can see that we're going to get a positively sloped line. We want to do that because it's very easy to mark up our negative signs. So step 2 is to work out m. So m is equal to 3 minus 1 divided by 7 minus 4. Right? So that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter which order you do it in, but as I've said in class, I usually look for the bigger numbers to be the first number. Okay, so what I do is I look at the two y values and I start with the number that is bigger. So here I start with 3, take away 1, and we get 2/3. So I've found my slope. Now I'm going to say, pick one of these points and use this. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Right, so I'll start with, I'm going to use this point here, 4, 1. So I just substitute in and I get y minus 1 equals 2/3 x minus 4. Okay, I just need to rearrange that now, and I'm going to leave my line in the form y equals mx plus c. Right, so that's where I'm heading. So we have y minus 1 equals 2/3 x minus 8/3. So my final answer will be y equals 2/3 x minus 8/3 plus 1, which will be minus 5/3. Right, so that's my answer. Now the last thing we should do is just check it by looking back at my sketch. I'm ending up with a negative intercept, negative 5/3, and you can see that on my very bad sketch I've also got a negative intercept. Okay, so that's the first example. Here comes the second one. Alright, a line goes through 3, negative 2 and 2, 7. Find its equation. So we do the same steps. We start by sketching. So 3 negative 2's here and 2 7's up here. So we can see we're going to have a line with a very steep negative slope. Step 1 is to work out m. So m is going to be 7 minus negative 2 divided by 2, take away 3, which is equal to 9 over negative 1, which we write as negative 9. Now I'm going to use this point for step 3, but you can try it with the other one and see that you'll get, of course, exactly the same answer. So let's do this part now. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. I recommend that you always write that down before you start solving these problems. It makes it much easier to check your work later. So we have y minus 7 equals negative 9 x minus 2. Now we expand, y minus 7 equals negative 9x plus 18, so y equals negative 9x plus 25. I'm adding 7 to both sides. Right, so that's my answer for that one. That was a nice easy one with no fractions. Take a look up here. Does it look roughly right? Yes, it does. I can see that I've got a very steep negative line. Right, I've got the negative 9 slope here, and I've got a very positive intercept of plus 25. Right, on to the third example. Okay, so this question is slightly different. A line goes through -5, 1 and -3, 2. Find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to it. So we've got one new step in here. Remember that to find a perpendicular slope, we need to take the negative reciprocal of our slope. So step 1 is to sketch. Right, -5, 1 is here, roughly. -3, -2 is about here. So the line going through those 2 points looks like this. However, we don't want that line. We want the line that is perpendicular to that line through this point here. So our line is going to be something like that. Right, now you can see I've done a very, very rough sketch there. Pretty shocking, there's no numbers anywhere, but it gives you an idea of what you're looking for. So we're going to start by finding the m for the first line. So m is equal to 1 minus -2 over -5 minus -3. We should be expecting to see a negative number here, so let's take a look. So we get 1 plus 2, 3, over -5 plus 3 is -2. So that's equal to -3 over 2. So perpendicular gradients can be found easily once we have the first gradient. So the perpendicular gradient is equal to 2/3, right? Because what we've done here, we've taken our gradient, we've found the reciprocal, and then we've taken the negative of that. Now what we're looking for next is a line that has a slope of 2/3 and goes through this point here. I'm going to put a new slide in to do this, and sometimes when I do this it takes just a couple of seconds to come on, so there might be a little gap in the video here, sorry about that. Okay, hopefully this is working fine. So now we're trying to find the line with slope of 2/3 through the point -3, 2. So you see we're back to one of our simple problems where we use this formula, y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. So y minus -2 equals 2/3 x minus -3. Y plus 2 is equal to 2/3 x plus 2. Now if you simplify that, you're left with simply y equals 2/3 x. If you pause the video and go back to the previous screen, you can see on our sketch that that looks very good. It fits with our rough initial sketch perfectly. Okay, I hope that helps. There is lots of practice on this type of problem in both the New Lake book and in the Theta book. So if you're looking in Theta, remember exercise 16.8 is the place to be going. Thanks for watching, and please give me any feedback about video quality or anything like that.